That should be doing it. Okay. So, uh, hi everybody. My name's Derek, and today we're going to begin our journey through the adventure Curse of Strahd, plus Sunless Citadel, plus a bunch of random bullshit that I thought up and decided to shove into this module to make it more fun for everybody. So, with that all being said, the adventure begins with all of the characters on a quest to get to a place known as the Sunless Citadel, a notoriously hard place to get to. It's only recently rediscovered, these ruins in an earthy pillar in the middle of a great ravine known as the Ashen Plain. Lately, it has been extra hard to get to, especially for those who don't have a means of flying, as this ravine is so deep that looking off from the side, you can't see the bottom. If you were to drop a rock down, you wouldn't be able to hear it hit the ground. And there's just a single sort of pillar in the middle that supposedly the way to get down there. Now, each of your characters, for whatever reason, has a need to get to this place. They have a want to be there, but so far haven't been able to find a way to get there. Haven't been able to really figure out a way to bridge that gap. So, each of you is going to be getting a letter. And we're going to start this off by doing just a sort of little montage of all of your characters and how they receive their letter. And this is the perfect time for you to, think about what might represent your characters a little bit. Think about, what kind of things that they would be doing or getting up to before they get their letter. And I know, at the very least, one of you, Jennifer, I know exactly how you are going to be getting your letter. But for most of the others, it is going to be a situation where, your character is going about an average day for them. And then something will happen in the middle of that average day for you to react to. So think about what your character would be doing on the average day and be ready to share that with us. And we're going to go ahead, because I gave you probably the most forewarning that this is how we're going to be doing things. We're going to start with RJ. So RJ, describe what your character looks like to all of us, and describe, what are they doing on this average day as they are searching for a way to get inside the Citadel.
Standing a lot taller than a normal halfling is Aina. He's about 4'5". Very russet colored skin with ombre, brown hair that ombres into green. And he's blending into the surrounding area, looking not just for a way down, but seemingly looking for something specific. As he turns his head, his profile stands out a lot more than just a normal person. There is a fanged deer skull sitting on top of his head as a mask, and his very natured colored cloak is billowing in the small wind as he's listening to something that he can't quite see.
Excellent. Yeah, as you listen in on this creature that seems like maybe it's a little bit further out of its habitat than it should be, you'd watch as it suddenly flies into view. Appears to be an owl. And it appears to be an owl that is carrying a letter in its talons. It sort of swoops down towards you, lands on the ground, and uses its beak to pick this letter up and almost offer it to you.
I was just gonna reach down, collect the letter, and just pull his hand and give the owl a quick pat, seemingly talking to the owl, even though his lips aren't moving, and then pulls back to look at the letter.
Excellent. And yeah, it appears to be made out of this very sort of greenish paper almost. Almost as if somebody wove leaves together before writing on it. And as you take it, I will reveal this letter to all of you, because all of you will be receiving, one way or another, a letter that says something along these same lines. The birds have told me that you're interested in getting inside the Sunless Citadel. If you are still interested, meet me by the shattered bridge in the Ashen Plains in 2 days. Bring all the gear you'll need to take with you when going inside. With how deadly it is, you may not be coming back out. Readoth.
Interesting. I suppose I'll have to go find him. And Ina's just gonna pull a small treat from his bag that he usually feeds to birds, give the owl a little treat, collect his stilts, puts them on quickly, and just fades out looking like a creature in the forest.
Excellent. The owl lets out a little hoo before you do that. Takes off into the sky. All right. Next, that will bring us to Ophelia. Describe what Ophelia looks to us, or how Ophelia looks to us, and describe where she's at the start of this adventure.
Um, sure. So Ophelia is a Triton, uh, covered with she stands at about like 5'6", with deep blue skin, white hair that flows down like towards her waist. She has what would appear to be like freckles, but they're just kind of like golden scales, uh, on her body. And she would also have emerald eyes. She would be in a library reading about, reading some journals about medicine. Probably in between that, playing with her dragon chess set. Just probably playing it with herself, just trying to do new moves and strategies. Um, just kind of like multitasking it. But yeah.
Excellent. Um, and while you're doing that, you begin to hear a little bit of commotion in the otherwise quiet of this library that you're in. The sound of little feet stomping through, and some librarians sort of talking with each other quizzically. And when you turn your head, you would see an owl marching through the center hall of the library with a little letter in its beak, looking quite at home with itself, quite pleased to be there, as it trudges right on up to you and does a big flap of its wings to hop right up onto the table with you, and its big owl eyes look at you expectantly as it holds this letter out for you to read.
Oh, hello there. She would take the letter from the owl.
Excellent. And as you read it, it seems to have same contents as Ines did. Though you also notice as you read it, the owl is using its beak to reach over to the dragon chess set and making a move on the other side.
Hmm, interesting choice. And then she would probably move to try to counter. If she could, I think she'd like to try to like pet the owl.
Yeah. As you do, it does that thing that birds do sometimes, where they do like a little full body wiggle to ruffle their feathers. But doesn't seem to mind being pet.
Well, I guess I have some packing to do.
It nods its head a couple of times, and that it will be very careful to move away from the chess set before flapping its wings and flying out an open window on one of the upper levels and out of your sight. With that, we will go up to Porum. Porum,
Yeah.
go ahead and describe what your character looks like for us and where they'd be at the start of the adventure.
All right. So Horum is around 4'11", uh, tannish skin with some lighter patches. He does have vitiligo and has really deep amethyst color eyes with auburn hair that's slightly parted off the center. Uh, and he had these really gorgeous wings with multicolored scales. If you know, like a sunset moth wings looks like, it kind of looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and right now, he would just be um, at the altar of the church that he lives at, um, praying to Lysander.
Right. Yeah, you're in the middle of a prayer, perhaps deep in concentration, thinking about it. And well, before I add anything else, do you think that uh, do you think that your character would be praying for anything in particular, or is it just a daily ritual for them?
It's a daily ritual, but for today, it's definitely looking for a sign.
All right. And as you're looking for a sign or asking for a sign to be granted to you, deep in thought, your thoughts are interrupted by a sound coming from behind you. Whoo! Whoo! Whoo!
Horum will turn around and look at the owl that's howling at him.
Excellent. It is literally less than a foot behind you, and it has a letter in one of its talons. And just as you turn around, it pokes your knee with the letter a couple of times, uses the edge to give your knee a couple of taps, as if it was tired of waiting.
Horum reaches down and takes the letter from the owl's talons and gives it a little pat on the head.
It does snuggle up into your hand, despite its impatience. And yes, your letter, again, quite the same message as what you've seen before.
Horum will look at the owl and then give a little scratches underneath its chin and just say, "For an impatient fellow, you sure are damn cute." And he'll start making his way towards his mother's quarters, shouting, "Mother,
Yes?
I uh, think I found my sign."
Ah, so your quest begins then.
Indeed. I will be making some proper preparations, and I will see you later tonight for dinner.
That you shall. Hurry along now. Finds like this are rarely something you should wait for. She'll give you a couple pats on the head, and preparations shall begin. That will lead us to our next adventurer, which shall be Balthazar. Where do we find Balthazar at the start of our adventure?
Oh boy. In a slightly rundown inn towards the back where there's a porch. Balthazar, with his slightly tan skin, his own, with its own lighter patches of vitiligo scattering across his face, and the smallest smattering of freckles and beauty marks across his cheeks. Light, almost ash or platinum blonde hair that goes down to his shoulders in soft waves that is messily pulled back into a bit of a low ponytail. He's dressed in dark robes, with the only pop of color being the bright red of his sash and the deep purple and pale platinum of his beads and holy symbol across his neck. Though he's sitting at standing height, he would reach around 5'10". His legs are slightly crossed underneath him, with a bit of a mess surrounding him. There's an ink pot at his side. He has a scroll draped over his knees and a sake cup along with the bottle sitting next to him. A sweet sort of smoke kind of rising from a pipe that is kept onto or leaning against the empty sake cup as he's reading through the missive and running a hand through his head.
Excellent. Would you say that he's doing this outside, or is he, holed up somewhere?
He is outside.
All right.
Like in a sort of a porch area.
Excellent. And he's running his hand through his hair. Lost in thought, reading this scroll. Until eventually you hear a little sort of scuffly sound nearby you. Something rolling around a bit. First, you tilt your head. You don't see anything. You go back to your scroll, and then you hear a little bit more, and you look again, and you realize that your hat has moved.
He narrows his eyes at it and surreptitiously reaches behind him towards a bright blue umbrella before, with his other hand, he reaches out and tips the hat up.
Excellent. And as you tip the hat up, you see an owl lying under it, sort of splayed out with a letter in its beak, its eyes looking wide, as if you had just caught it committing a crime.
He kind of stares blankly back at it and blinks a few times before his other hand lets go of the umbrella handle and reaches out to hesitantly scratch its chin. Out loud, he just says to himself, "Now, where did you come from?"
lets out a little hoo, indicating that it's quite happy to have its chin scratched, and will sort of pass the letter from its beak to one talon and bashfully offer it up to you.
He looks at the owl and then at the letter before taking it. What if the master sent you? He opens the letter to read it.
Excellent. And yet again, a similar message as the others, inviting you to the shattered bridge so that you too might make your way towards the Sunless Citadel. By the time you finish reading, the owl has adjusted itself now to where you just sort of see two glowing golden eyes from underneath the shadow that your hat casts.
He looks at the letter and then the scroll missive he was reading. Well, that certainly answers my predicament. And then he looks to the owl again and sort of half blinks in a bit of surprise at the glowing eyes before he pulls back the veil, the darkened veil that hangs over the rim of the hat to look at the owl properly.
It blinks back at you, and then as you pull back the veil, the owl will very quickly swoop out from under it, begin flying in the sky, no doubt on its way towards the next person it must deliver a letter to.
Balthazar watches it go before shaking his head and looking around him at his scattered things before sighing. He picks up his pipe and takes a drag at it and figures he'll clean up and get ready soon enough.
Absolutely. Excellent. All right. That will bring us then up to Chris. Chris, go ahead and tell us a bit about what Benur looks like and where he's at.
Yeah. So, he's 8 feet tall. He's a well-built druid Lexodon. Weighs about 350 pounds, pale skin, blue eyes. He wears basically a helmet made out of deer antlers. He carries a wooden shield that looks like a gigantic leaf. He's mid-age for a Lexodon, just under 200 years old. But he's seen some stuff. He's wandered around. He's currently in a small little town near a druid temple. Probably at this point, he'd be kind of pacing back and forth. He learned about this Sunless Cathedral a couple weeks ago, and through some old texts while he was visiting this town. And he basically wrote to the people there to see if he could kind of join the search for artifacts of this old place, pretty much. So he's been kind of pacing for 2 weeks to see if he'd get the invite. He's been basically driving the other druids here insane with his impatience. So you probably find him in the mid-morning, kind of just, like I said, pacing between some famous statues in this town and the druid temple, going back and forth, just mumbling to himself, when's this letter going to come? And he'll look up to the skies and, try to, even though it's mid-morning, be trying to figure out the path and the messages being sent to him.
Absolutely. And as you're looking up at the sky, you would feel a little bit of weight on the sort of horned hat that you're wearing. So something had perched itself on one of your back horns.
He'll kind of like lift his head up like he's trying to see what's back there. And then he will slowly take his trunk and kind of try to reach up and wrap it gently around whatever's up there and see if he can kind of grab it and bring it forward to his face.
Yeah. As you reach up, you feel something hop from its perch there and onto your trunk. A few talons, being rather delicate, actually. Not pinching you too hard as they've latched on. And as you bring your trunk down, you kind of have to cross your eyes, perhaps, a little bit. As you see an owl perched there with a letter that it reaches out and sort of gingerly places right on the center of your head, resting on your trunk. Or right on the center of your face, rather.
So he'll reach up with his hand and pull the letter from the owl, and a grin will start to come across his face of hope. And he'll be like, "Thank you, my little featherly friend." And he'll open up the letter and start reading it.
Excellent. It gives a few happy flaps. And yeah, it's going to hop onto your shoulder and read along with you as you finally have received the information that you need. There's a druid seemingly willing to help you bridge this gap that you've been struggling with.
He'll start like pumping his fists and jumping up and down like, "Yes, this is it. This is what I've been looking for, waiting for." And he'll kind of run over to the druid, kind of pound on the door, be like, "I got it, I got it, I got it." And I'm
Finally.
sure expressions like, "Thank God," yeah. And so he'll run inside, grab his stuff, and start heading out towards the destination.
Excellent. Last but not least, this will bring us to Penny. So Penny, you're getting your letter a little bit differently, perhaps, than some of the others, as you find yourself deep in the woods. And I'll go ahead and describe your surroundings to you a little bit. But before I do that, can you describe what Penny looks like to all of us?
Penny is a young 3-foot forest gnome, fair skin, green eyes, burgundy hair, purple dress, carries a short bow on her back, daggers at her side.
Excellent. And yeah, how does Penny look? Are they, it's a little bit late at night. Penny's traveling through the woods. Are they kind of moving a little stealthily, would you say? What's the expression on their face as they're going through here?
Just being very cautious but curious, kind of moving slow, not making a lot of noise, just looking around.
Absolutely. And yeah, as you're looking around, you see some smoke rising into the night sky. Not a whole lot, indicating that, maybe somebody put out their campfire recently. And as you make your way over, you'd find a small campground made for one. There seems to be a man passed out there who looks a little bit like... Give me just a moment. Man there who looks a little like this. Which I'll post so everyone can see. Oop, there we go. Man who looks like this, sort of passed out, by his tent. Didn't even make it back in. He's got a bottle of booze in one hand, and is just very loosely holding on to a letter with the other.
Okay, so I'm gonna sneak. Can I sneak up to him and try and steal his letter? And
Absolutely.
anything else around him that looks interesting?
Absolutely. I won't have you roll a stealth for this one, but do roll me a perception to see if maybe there's anything else of interest. Because he is super passed out.
Okay, hold on. Where's the perception?
So perception, on your character sheet, if you look at the left side of your page, there's a big list of skills.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Excellent.
Okay.
So yeah, looking around the campsite, he's got kind of a knightly look to him. And, peering your head inside the tent, there's a lot of junk that doesn't look super interesting, things that you could probably find just about anywhere else. But you do find a shiny circular vial that's got some red liquid in it. It's a very pretty shade of red.
Like that.
Excellent. Yeah, you manage to grab that. It's around this time that you hear him sort of rolling over and mumbling in his sleep. Just going like, Sunless Citadel. Gotta get up early in the morning. And he's kind of starting to pick himself back up. You get the feeling that, if you hang around, you might get caught. How does Penny make her escape?
Oh, am I inside the tent and he's outside?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure like he's still a ways away from the tent, and I'm just gonna, kind of crouch down and sneak out of the tent.
Absolutely.
And kind of go around behind the tent away from him.
Excellent. And yeah, you managed to do this. But go ahead and roll me a stealth. Excellent. So yeah, you are stepping with absolute silence as you leave this place, going around the campsite, keeping an eye on him. You almost step on a twig at one point, but you've been doing this for a long time. And just before you do, you make sure to check your footing, stepping over it instead, as you watch this, big burly guy sort of go over towards the tent, and just as soon as his foot steps inside, just completely face plants into his sleeping bag, collapses, doesn't know a single thing. And yeah, as you get to a place of relative safety where you don't have to worry about it too much, you can open the letter and read about this cool place to meet up called the Sunless Citadel. Which, might be fun for an adventure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read the letter and then probably just probably start to find a place to rest for the night, but then just kind of keep heading, hoping I can find my way there or find someone that can help me.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, that will lead us then towards our next bit, as you have been searching, trying to get some advice on how to get to this place for roughly 2 days, Penny. And you're starting to run out on time, and perhaps you're a little bit worried as you keep hiking through the woods, maybe going to some towns, asking them questions like that. And eventually, you do, in fact, stumble across someone. Chris, why don't you go ahead and describe sort of Benner's campsite, or maybe where he decided to rest and have some lunch or something on his way towards
Yeah.
the Shattered Bridge.
Yeah, so he's just kind of off a little bit off the path. He found a large log that he could basically rest for a moment. And he's going through his notes, and he has a bag full of peanuts, and he's munching on those and just kind of not paying attention, kind of again looking up at the sun and trying to figure out his directions and things like that, but not really paying much attention, but kind of just sitting there, just chilling before he continues on his journey. And while he's sitting there, he's kind of thinking to himself, "Man, I know I sent a letter to my friend Simon. I wonder if he's going to join me in this adventure. I've been wanting to adventure with him for so long. I hope he comes along here soon."
Excellent. So yeah, Penny, we can use that 22 stealth if you like, if you think Penny would be traveling stealthfully. But you do spot a rather large Loxodon and or Elephant Man hanging out, having a bit of lunch, maybe looking a bit worried or concerned himself. Do you think you would decide to approach him? And if so, how?
I'm going to. I'm not going to run up to him. I'm going to kind of slowly go up to him and be a little cautious, because I may have read books about this type of creature, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to kind of be cautious. Also, just kind of looking around. Is there anything that it has that I could like that looks interesting to me, or that I might want to take, or can I ask him for help, or what?
I'll leave that up to you, Chris. And the one thing I will say regarding thievery versus players, I do make sure that's a thing, that there's always consent, I guess, from the player. So that way it's not like, they're getting something taken away from them without them getting a say-so or something. Because it can be fun to do that. But it's also good to make sure both parties are cool with it. Though I imagine, since Chris is your husband, you've probably talked about this.
So what she would probably see is...
I'm not going to steal anything. I'm just looking to see, is there anything that he might have that looks interesting to me that would want me to approach him. I'm not going to steal from him.
Okay. But yeah,
So
Chris.
She would probably, like, in my pocket, she might notice the letter hanging out. And then obviously maybe she picks up the sniff of the peanuts, and maybe she's never had peanuts before. So that might intrigue her to kind of figure out if she could steal a couple peanuts, or maybe, notice I have the letter and maybe she puts a connection together kind of thing.
I will also mention that Loxodons are really rare, as are elephants. So you've probably not seen anything like this kind of creature before, on top of that.
So then I'm just going to be very cautious, but so I do see what looks like the same kind of letter that I took, and I'm going to slowly go up towards him and just like say, excuse me, to get his attention.
So hearing that, he'll like turn to his left, turn to his right, but not necessarily look down and be like, "Where's that coming from?"
Down here. Look
and
down.
he'll kind of look down, and she'll see these, antlers and two huge teeth coming out from the side of his mouth, and this big trunk, and he'll just kind of blink at her and be like, "Well, hello there, little one."
Oh. Are you nice or are you mean?
Oh, I'm very nice.
Okay. Well, I saw you have a letter. It looks like a letter in your pocket. Do you happen to be going to this Citadel place?
Why, yes, I am. Are, are you heading there too? You an adventurer?
And I'm gonna pull out the letter and I'm gonna kind of wave it. Look, I got a letter too. So yeah, I'm going. Can I tag along with you? Because I'm not sure how to get there.
Well, of course. Would you like a peanut? And I'll hand the bag, like point the bag down so she can grab a peanut if you like.
And I'll take a peanut and I'll take a couple of peanuts and I'll crush one up and sprinkle it on the ground for any little animals that might come along later, and then I'll eat a couple of peanuts.
Excellent. Yeah, you'd see a couple little squirrels running up to munch on some.
So, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Penny Peanut Posy Poppy. What's yours?
Well, that's a mouthful. I just go by Noor. You can call me B if you want. But simple name, simple man.
Oh, well, you don't have to use all my names. You can pick one. That's how my family they give us many names, but you can use any of them.
Well, since you took some of my peanuts, maybe we'll just call you Peanut.
Okay, sounds good.
Right.
Well, you want to head out?
Sure, if you're ready. Where do we go? Which way do we go?
He'll look up to the sky and be like, "Oh, we need to head this direction." And he'll stand up, and she'll see the towering 8 foot versus her 3 foot
And I'll
body.
just kind of look up and be like, oh my, I don't know if I can keep up with him. You might have to carry me, or I might have to ride on your shoulder at times. I don't know if I can keep up with you.
Well, you don't mind, and he'll reach down with his trunk and wrap it around her gently and pick her up and put her on his shoulder.
All right. So yeah, you have probably the highest view that you have ever had, as you're being carried through the woods on the shoulder of this very large elephant man. Slowly but surely, the branches opening up to a large plain that's got sort of this golden brown sand mixed with kind of smells a little bit like ash out in front of you, and in the center of this plain is this massive crevasse. And Biner, you would know that this means that you are in fact getting closer to your destination. But we are now going to hop over to two of our other fellows that are going along now, as we're gonna start with our good friend Porum. Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Porum? You're on mute, by the way, Migs. Oh no.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute.
It's all good. So yeah, Porum, would you say that it'd be safe to assume that you are flying to this location with your magical wings?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, you're flying up above the woods, and would it be? You can tell me if this is completely off base, but Corey, would you say that it is safe to say that Ophelia, given her background, might potentially be lost in the woods?
Yeah. That's
Excellent.
fair.
So yeah, Ophelia. Describe what Ophelia looks like being lost in the woods. What might Porum see as they glance down?
Uh, she'd probably just be sort of like muttering to herself, like about like she's able to, get certifications, but she can't find her way through any damn woods. Probably like slightly hot-headed
Mm-hmm.
about it. How she, should have just like had a guide. Um, just probably frustrated. She probably would have like kicked a tree or something.
Trees never did anything to you. Why'd you do that?
I don't know what
Excellent.
trees are.
So yeah, Porum, you're seeing someone looking very obviously frustrated down below. Do you think you would go out of your way to maybe help them, or are you just like, nah, they're fine. I have things to do. Goodbye.
Or would most definitely go out their way and try to help out.
Excellent. So how do you do that?
Porum's just gonna fly down behind Ophelia and just say, excuse me, you seem a little lost there.
Like it would be like almost like all of like the hairs on her body like stand up straight. She's kind of like caught off guard. She go like, uh, excuse me, and oh, I didn't see you there. Oh, yes, I'm afraid I'm turned around.
Would you want some help? I don't want to, assume you need help, but you need help.
It's yeah, we all need to ask for help when we need to. Um, and she would kind of like reach into like her bag real quick and just kind of like pull out this letter and just be like, well, I'm trying to get to this place called the Sunless Citadel. Have you by chance heard of it, or can you point me to like the nearest town where I can figure out where I'm trying to go?
Seeing the letter, Porum is gonna get a little closer out of just like excitement and be like, "No way! I got that same letter too."
That is a huge relief. Do you know where you're going? Do you mind if I tag along?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind at all. But I was planning on flying there, but seeing as you don't have wings like I do, I don't mind walking. It's fine.
It's okay. I'm really actually used to swimming everywhere, and I love your wings. They're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I like your hair.
Thanks. I sorry, just doing this just made me feel so much better. I'm not used to being around on land that much.
It's okay. It can be a little tricky at times. I get that. Um, I'm Porum, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Ophelia Bellacour, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Porum will fix his hair and tuck it behind his ears and hold out a hand for a handshake.
Yeah, Ophelia would, with grace and civility, extend her hand as well and shake it firmly, as like kind of feels like it's rehearsed.
It's Interesting handshake you have there, I will say.
It's sometimes it feels like all I do is shake hands at some points.
Formalities can be a little trivial at times, but I think
Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
it's okay. Go ahead.
I said I was going to say I disagree. It will feel nice to get my hands dirty.
Well, hopefully they don't get too dirty. I myself, I'm not used to little, dirt and grime, but I always hate having to clean under my fingernails.
Uh, like I said, come from underwater, don't really have to worry about that much.
Well, if you'll follow me this way, I'll gladly help you out.
Of course, please lead the way. You're a lifesaver.
Soren will just give a little chuckle and they'll start walking.
Excellent. Yeah, y'all began making your way through the woods as well. And as you make your way through the woods, chatting along as you do, something else that dwells in the woods and is quite used to it, spots you as you go. Einer? Would it be safe to assume you're doing your stilt walker thing in these woods?
Absolutely, with practice ease.
Excellent. So yeah, you being a bit stealthy as you might, do catch a little fairy and a triton chatting along as they're going through the woods. And they seem to be going in the same direction that you are.
That's quite interesting. And Ina's just gonna let out a little bird call, and small raven's gonna fly down.
Sorry.
All good.
And it's gonna just whistle again and send the raven off to get a look at the two traveling, as he's going to quickly slip into the raven's eyes vision to get a closer look.
Excellent. So, what do the two see this raven doing?
It's kind of it flew to a lower branch, and it's just kind of like tilting in its oddly gold eyes at them.
Excellent. So yeah, the two of you, if either of you would like to spot a strange raven with gold eyes staring at you, you may. Or you could ignore it and be like, no, that's fine. This weird shit happens to me every day.
I guess Ophelia would probably spot it just because, yet again, not used to anything. She's probably just like looking at everything a little intently. She'd probably be like holding off on trying to ask all these questions about how Porum's wings work. But yeah, she would try to spot the raven.
Right. Yeah. What does the raven like? Staring intently at them, head a little crooked to the side. Would you say, RJ, or?
Absolutely, it's very much like not acting like how ravens act, honestly.
I would probably just like bump Porum's shoulder. I'd just be like, Porum, have you ever seen something like that? And I'd gesture towards the raven, probably not even knowing that it's really a raven.
Porum will inspect the raven, but still keep a a steady pace as to not slow down.
Mhm. Would you like
It
to roll an
looks
Arcana for me?
sure.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, with its glowing eyes, get a feeling somebody is using magic to watch you.
Porum will reach for Ophelia's hand, pull her a little closer, and just say, I don't mean to alarm you, but we should probably move a little faster.
Okay. By all means.
And they pick up the pace a little bit.
Excellent. Does Einar do anything to react to that, or are they just going to slowly follow behind them with all of the patience of a serial killer?
I mean, I know would honestly follow them with the patience of a serial killer just watching.
I was getting those vibes. Excellent.
I am unsurprised by this.
Excellent. In that case, Cosmic, would it be safe to say Balthazar perhaps got up a bit early and is the type to maybe get to a place, for an appointment early? Or would they be the type to be, sleeping in, show up late?
He is the type to get there early or exactly on time. So he's left the inn
Excellent.
by the time you're probably before the technical timer on that letter started counting down.
Absolutely. Well, that fits in perfectly for what I was going to say, because I'm thinking that you are already at the location, though the druid you're looking for is not there yet. You're next to this wide, spacious ravine, hundreds of feet across, a pit of pitch black at the bottom, the end of a bridge that is shattered long, long ago next to you. You get the feeling you're going to be waiting for a while, so maybe you set down, a cloth to sit on or something. Similar to how we saw you before. Would it be safe to say that?
Probably not yet.
Okay.
I'd like to think maybe he's only recently and is peeking down the chasm.
Excellent.
A foot very dangerously close to the edge before he looks at. I assume it's a rocky sort of terrain.
It is very rocky straight down, but roll me a perception, because there are some interesting things that you might see. All right. So, one thing that you would unmistakably be able to make out is that near this rocky, shattered bridge, in the center of this ravine, is a massive pillar of stone jutting out from the darkness. The top of which you see, it kind of looks like a cloud at first, but it's moving just a bit too fast. A swarm of birds of some kind flying above it. You've been to this place before. You know that pillar in the center is the Sunless Citadel, but it's almost impossibly far away. The gap too massive to bridge. without some kind of outside aid, which hopefully the druid who sent this letter will be able to provide you.
He kind of looks at the swarm of birds with a bit of a pursed lip. Glances back down towards the edge of the chasm and sort of nudges a stray pebble in, and as he does so, casts light on it, just to get a sort of reintroduction to how deep this chasm really is.
Yes. And you watch as the light falls and falls and falls and becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until it looks like it's just a single star in the night before it is eventually snuffed out.
So he'll look up at the sky, sort of gauge the time of day based on the location of the sun before he sort of sets down his bag, which is sort of boxy in shape, and he digs out a small case and he takes a seat on before lighting up another pipe and sits for the long wait. Sort of he'll blow smoke rings and maybe use a little hint of magic to turn some of the escaping smoke from his lips to smoky butterflies.
Nice. And yeah, as you do that, you do spot what appears to be a single very large figure approaching you. But as they get a bit closer, you can see it's actually two figures. It looks like there's a smaller one on its shoulder. And Biner and Peanut, two of you, are slowly starting to see the form of Balthazar right next to your destination.
I'm gonna lean into Biner's ear and whisper, "Are we almost there? Is that where we're going?"
Yes, little one, and it looks like somebody's there. Hopefully, this is the person that's going to take us across to where we go.
So you think it's a friend?
No, he's my friend. He's a human fighter, strong man, kind of has a ponytail. This doesn't look like my friend that's up here, but maybe this is the druid that's going to give us a safe passage.
I will note for the rest of the party as they eventually come across Balthazar. He has his hat on, which is a sort of blackened straw hat, with a very dark, obscuring veil that sort of almost hides his form, and you can only see sort of the vaguish notion of a humanoid body from it. Though it is sort of slipped to the side as he has his pipe in hand and stands up as the two of you approach.
And I'm just gonna whisper to Biner that they look a little scary.
Yeah, it does a little. Be prepared. I assume friendly, but just be prepared. And he'll kind of grip his. He's using his quarterstaff kind of as a walking stick, but he'll kind of pick it up and carry it more as if it's more of a ready position, just to be on the safe side.
Neat.
And he'll move closer and be, "Hello there, stranger. Are you by chance trying to get across, or helping people to get across?
No, I would have thought you were right on. He sort of tilts his head back at the very tall Luxodon and tilts his head a bit. Probably the first time he's ever seen a Luxodon before.
Unfortunately, I'm not. So he'll kind of walk to the edge and kind of look over the edge. And how far across did you say it was about 100 feet or so?
So all the way across the other side of the chasm is probably, multiple hundreds of feet
Okay.
just from looking at it. Though to get to the pillar at the center, it is going to be about 120 feet. Or actually a bit more than that. It would be, 240 feet. My bad. Had to double check my notes.
He'll kind of look at it, do a calculation, like he'll kind of turn his head kind of to the penny and be like, well, I could maybe throw you across with a rope. And
Balthazar kind of looks up at the Luxodon and the tiny gnome on his shoulder. That probably won't do you much good. The Citadel is far too low for any sort of rope to reach the bottom safely. He tilts his head and sort of uses his hand to brush aside the veil so you can clearly see his face. Balthazar. And who might you two be, if you're not the druid?
Well, I apologize. It's rude of me that I did not introduce myself. I am a druid, but I don't think it's the druid you're looking for, or I am looking for, obviously. But my name is Benyor, and this is my companion. He'll point up to her.
Gonna say, hi, I'm Penny Peanut Posy Poppy, your garden. Nice to meet you.
Balthazar kind of blinks at the long name and stares at Peanut. It is nice to meet you two as well. And rather than stick out his hand, he gives them both a bit of a shallow bow.
I'll return.
I think we're in a bit of a wait to see when the druid will arrive. They've been here for near an hour now. We might be in for a long wait, so he shrugs.
So with that, he'll kind of bend down so Penny Peanut Posy Poppy can leap down and get off his shoulder, and then he'll just start pacing back and forth, and just keep doing that until this druid shows up.
Excellent. How does Peanut get themselves ready for a wait? Do they sit patiently, or are they getting up to some shenanigans?
So what is around us again? It's just, we're by a bridge, but it's pretty empty, right? It's just like a open, sandy area.
It's a sandy plain. There is a tree nearby this bridge, like a single tree. You can see the forest in the distance, but it would be a bit of a walk to get there. But yes, it's mostly just this sort of sandy, ashen plain.
I'm just going to sit down and just play in the sand for a little bit and just kind of like look around and watch Binur pace back and forth and look at Balthazar with curiosity and just kind of just think.
All right. Roll me a perception, please.
Okay.
Ah. Yeah. You know, you play for that time. There might be something that is possible to be noticed, but we do not notice it just yet. But yeah, while y'all are doing that, eventually, Porum does manage to lead Ophelia out of the forest and to the plains as well. But this does present a bit of potentially a problem for Aina, because if you walk on stilts in the middle of a plains, you will be extremely obvious.
Conundrums. What'll you do?
And that is where you need to go.
That is true. How far in front is Porum and Ophelia to Aina?
That would be your choice. It'd be dependent on how closely you think your character would be following them.
How murdery are you feeling?
How murdery are my vibes today?
Oh man.
Seeing the end of the forest as they were getting closer to it, Aina would pick up the pace to be within 30 feet and just, with his mind, call out to the winged one and just say, walking faster isn't gonna stop me from following you. Just stop real quick. And that's what would ring in Porum's mind.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hearing that, Porum's only gonna walk faster now.
if I ignore it, it'll disappear, right?
In fact, he's starting to slightly fly a little bit now.
So yeah, Ophelia, you see Porum begin to pick up pace.
So never mind. I would just I'd also just pick up pace.
Excellent.
I have no reason but to trust this person right now.
Excellent. So if you're okay with it, RJ, you are trying to follow them closely at a fast pace, and you are on stilts. Could you roll me a stealth at disadvantage?
You just had to go with the murder vibe.
Excellent.
So RJ, what kind of sounds are they hearing behind them?
They're just gonna hear like branches breaking, underbrush being rustled, small creatures getting out of the way. And just under all of that is just gonna be slight swearing in common.
How are the two? Are you just picking up pace even more?
Pretty much.
I would try to like tilt my head back. Do I see the thing on stilts?
Like a baby deer emerging from the woods.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Yeah, so yeah, you turn around just as y'all break the tree line. You look behind you, and yeah, you see this person that's got 4 stilts on, 2 on their arms, 2 on their legs. Just trying to haul ass on stilts.
I can tell they look humanoid, like they don't look like some monster of some sort.
RJ, you can describe if you think you would be able to be determined as humanoid or not.
That's the whole point of the stilts too. The stilts are covered in like moss rags that extend under the cloak. The face is invisible, but the headgear is. So you just see what looks like a four-legged Wendigo emerge from the woods.
God.
God damn it, RJ.
How much health do you have? Because if that were me, I would be like shooting something at it.
I was gonna say I would turn around, take a stance. And you said you're keeping 30 feet and up with us?
Was trying to, yes.
Okay. I would seeing this, I'm going to turn around and I'm just gonna cast Firebolt.
Okay. So we've got two ways we could do this. We could do a story way where we say that the firebolt doesn't hit you, and it like goes past you or something. Or we can do the roll and see if you take a firebolt to the face. Which one do you prefer, RJ?
I don't have the health to deal with that.
I was gonna say if I could, it would be a warning shot.
Okay,
So-
yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely shoot a warning shot past their head.
Yeah. And as I do, you would just see like the gold scales across her body like heat up and also ignite on fire as she casts Firebolt that goes zipping straight past the person. I'm sorry, past the deer.
Yeah.
And then she would also, if it's fine, just for the sake of RP, cast message to it.
Yeah. What do you say?
Just say, not another step closer, the next one won't miss.
And you're just gonna hear back in perfect common, I would hope it wouldn't miss, or else you have very atrocious aim.
I just sent back, I was missing on purpose.
Now that we have, threatening pleasantries out of the way, how about I come closer and no one gets hurt?
As you approach, you'd probably also see her like be like a little tense and like her like she's like kind of like flexing her hands. You could probably maybe see like a spark of lightning kind of coming out just in case. And she'd say, "Sure, approach calmly, please." Why don't you, can I tell that they're stilts now?
As he gets closer, you can tell there's stilts because you can see like fingers peeking out like from the front.
Gotcha.
How's Porum doing, by the way? Because you aren't able to hear any of this conversation.
Ran.
Porum has an arrow notch, like just ready to fire.
All right.
Letting go of the two arm stilts and like pulling back on the full stilts. It would be honestly probably about 5'4", so eye level with the just not that intimidating anymore. And Ina's gonna push back the skull headpiece to just dangle around the back of their neck. And he's just gonna casually smile.
Is it like an actual smile or like a bad smile, like somebody hasn't smiled before?
No, it's a natural smile. He's smiled before. My God.
Listen, you came charging at me like a zombie deer, so seeing that Ophelia would just like, like I said, like untense. She'd be like, I take it you don't mean us any harm.
Not unless you mean me harm. Usually I'm better at stealth. I apologize. You two, were heading in the direction I needed to be in.
Which way is that? Where are
And
you going towards?
I'm heading towards the Shattered Bridge. I'm meeting someone.
Oh god, dying.
The air is so dry up here. You're used to being wetter.
That's true. Sploosh. Um, that's where we're heading. Just like a sigh of relief. How far back is Porum from me?
Like maybe 5 or 10 feet.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know if you like kept running as I turned around and you were like 40 feet.
Abandoned by your first friend.
Oh no.
Good luck.
Well, I just didn't know. This person is going the same direction we are.
You couldn't just said that, I don't know, 10 minutes earlier?
I did, in your mind.
Oh,
I mean, the way you said it was pretty threatening.
A little bit.
I'm gonna cast message into Porum's mind and just be like, what did it sound like?
It sounded like it wanted to eat us.
I'm gonna just also cast back. Like, I completely understand why you ran. God, I'm gonna get so much mileage out of message.
Message is the best spell.
It is. I'm not entirely used to people in your sense.
Like I don't want to be. What do you mean like that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm used to being isolated in my tribe.
Fair enough.
And he's slowly gonna take off the stilts and just pack them away.
Well, I wouldn't just speak for Porum, but I see no reason that we all can't travel together. We're going towards the same spot.
Yeah, Porum will unnotch the arrow and put it back into his quiver and walk up towards Einar and just be like, let's start brand new. And puts out his hand and says, I'm Porum. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Porum. I'm Aina of the Brush tribe. At your service. And then he's just gonna take your hand and lean down and give it a brush, lips brushing against knuckles and pulling back up.
Boy, wasn't expecting that. You can tell Porum's a little flustered by the whole exchange. Great then, so we should probably be off, right? And he just starts booking it towards the bridge. You can see a little blush.
Aww.
Just took him by surprise. Wasn't expecting to have his hand kissed today.
As Ophelia would turn to start walking, she'd just be like, "Oh, where are my manners? Ophelia Bellicor at your service."
with the same measured effects, Ina's gonna bow again and also kiss Ophelia's knuckles. And just kind of like mumble, your friend's a bit skittish.
I think he just, I think he may have gotten the best of him. Maybe with that message earlier. Give him a moment to calm down.
I was very clear, but that's alright. I'm used to miscommunications and when people find the tribe. And with a whistle, he's gonna call forth his raven to come out of the trees to rest on his shoulder.
Yes, I forgot to have them show up. They look like these.
Oh, so that was your raven I spotted earlier.
Yes, this is my familiar Peaches.
Lovely name. Pleasure to meet you, Peaches.
Pleasure to meet you.
I would be very surprised.
If it's okay for me to butt in like that.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Good.
Well, should we be on our way?
Yes, let's.
Excellent.
And
Yes?
no. I'm mumbling to myself, sorry.
No, all good. Fantastic. Then yes, y'all will continue on your way. And soon, the two groups of 3 shall meet. But we're going to take our 10-minute break now. So we'll come back at the 50-minute mark. And think about how these two groups are going to interact in the meantime. I'll see y'all then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and we're back. And our 2 mini groups are about to meet and become a major group. As, Biner is pacing around. Peanut is playing with the sand. And Balthazar is just, chillaxing, smoking his pipe. Y'all see another group of about 3 people coming up. One of them is Porum still flusteredly flying away?
Not so much flustered anymore, but he's still flying, yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, you probably have a little bit of room up ahead for the other 2 since you took off first, as they're trailing behind a little bit. And yeah, you see a little pixie and two others a little bit further behind them coming on up to you. What would the 3 of y'all do?
Balthazar stands up from where he was sitting back onto his pack, taps out the remaining pipe weed from his pipe before encasing it again, putting it away. He calls out, hello?
Hello?
I take it you're not the druid either.
Great observation skills.
You
It
said
can't really be
other people.
under his veiled, under his veil, but he raises a brow.
But you're right, yeah, I'm not the druid.
Hello.
Greetings to you guys. Are you waiting for I know it's just gonna pull out the paper and just look at it. Rudolph?
We are, as it so happens. Balthazar kind of tilts his head and looks to all 3 of them before bowing shallowly again. Balthazar. Who might you three be?
Ophelia would return the bow. Ophelia Bellicor.
Porum Papillon.
Anna of the Bone Brush tribe.
Considering Balthazar's traveled a lot,
Yeah.
would any of those names sound vaguely familiar to him? Or not so much like the first names, but like the last names and titles.
Yeah.
Passing rumor or whatever.
Roll me a history.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So for two of you at least, you might learn something, but I will allow it to be determined by the characters what is learned. So, Ophelia, do you think that a 13 history might indicate anything with your last name?
I'm gonna say no.
How about for the Bone Brush tribe?
Probably not because of my background as a far traveler.
All right. And Porum?
You would probably maybe heard the name. Porum's mom is the like high priestess of the local temple of or Lysander, so you maybe that's you know that okay, that name's probably from there.
Yes. And if you want to know more about Lathander, you could roll a religion.
Yes.
All right. That is better. So, Lathander, you know, is a god of light and rebirth. Tends to be pretty good guy from, most accounts. His domain is sort of over the sun. And, he's all about sort of bringing light into the world, both literally and metaphorically.
Could it technically be sort of a other side of the coin for where Balthazar's
It certainly could
godly
be.
influence come from?
Yes.
Okay. So his head tilts again. He seems to be into the direction of Porum. Are you from the Temple of Lysander then?
Why, yes, I am. Are you a devout follower? Is that how you know where I'm from?
No, not so much, but may his blessings and light shine upon you. And he gives a shallower, like a quick sort of nod of acknowledgement to Porum. You could say my goddess goes to be a bit of the other side of the coin compared to yours.
Oh, well, I was always taught to be open-minded to different religions, so I hope you don't feel too uncomfortable with me being here.
Why ever would I be uncomfortable with it?
Oh, you never know. People are always kind of
Assholes?
yeah, that's the word. To be more politically correct.
There are two other characters that have yet to introduce themselves here as well.
Penny's gonna stand up and brush her hands off, and she's just gonna look at Porum and kind of stare at Porum's wings with fascination, and then look at Ophelia and look at her blue skin and her shiny scales. And Einar she's just gonna kind of look at her or look at him like, not too sure. And then she's just gonna introduce herself. She's gonna say, "Hi, I'm Penny Peanut Posy Poppy, your garden. It's nice to meet you."
It's nice to meet you. What was your name again?
Penny.
Me, Peanut Posy Poppy. But you can call me any one of those.
All right, Poppy it is.
Sounds good.
I love...
like.
No, please go.
Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like the idea of each party member using a different one of your many names.
I'll go by calling you
everyone.
Penny, if it's okay.
Oh no.
Cozy it is.
Oh no. What have I done?
And my friend over there, that big elephant guy, that's Binur. He's very impatient and pacing. And I'm gonna call over to Binur and I'm gonna tell him to come over and say hello to our new friends.
He'll stop, turn around, wander back to. My apologies. My apologies. Binur or Binur is my name. Nice to meet you all. I assume none of you guys can get us where we need. Is that correct?
I
It's true.
didn't hear Radoff in your party, so I assume none of you have know where he is. They are.
Nope.
No, we've been waiting for them for quite some time.
Some of us impatiently waiting. And I look at Binur.
And
Yes, I'm not known for my patience. Especially when I have a task on hand.
as you say that, an owl flies down from the tree line and lands in front of your group, sort of looks back to the tree line, and begins tapping its foot with a bit of impatience.
It appears you're not the only one that's impatient.
And a few moments later, you do spot a dot in the sky making its way over as well. A few more moments pass before a owlin lands, an owl folk, who looks a bit flustered, their feathers a little bit all over the place, as they say. Sorry, I'm not used to waking up in the middle of the day, but I figured it would be useful for those of you who aren't nocturnal. And then I got caught up gathering these. Hopefully these will make up for the wait. And they pull out a basket of berries for you. They say they're good and they should help you. I'm Redoth, by the way. It's a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. So sorry about the wait again. And they're sort of going around pointing at each of you, and they go, you're Einar, Ophelia, Binur, Porum, Balthazar, Sai. Who are you? They say, they point at Penny.
Penny Peanut Posy Poppy, your garden. I got a letter too. And I'm gonna pull the letter out and kind of wave it around. See, I have a letter.
Huh. Do you need to get to the Citadel as well?
I do.
Oh, well, all right then. I guess. It's nice to meet you, Penny, and the rest of you. Again, I'm Redoth. I know it's unnerving that I know all of your names. I've been trying to find people to go into the Citadel. Situation there is getting a little bit urgent. So yes. This is a pleasure. Would anyone like a berry?
I'll take a handful of berries and I'll eat a few, and then I'll see is Peaches still floating around?
Yeah, Peaches is on his shoulder.
So I will say
So,
there are
and then-
only 10 berries.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just take a couple of berries and I'll eat
Excellent.
one and I'll give one to Peaches.
As you eat one, it is filled with wonderful flavor, and you feel magic go over you as Redoth says, "Oh, maybe you should save that for..." Oh, it's fine.
Supposed to wait? I thought I was supposed to eat it now.
Well, they could... You're welcome to eat them. They are yours. They just might be more useful to eat later. These are great berries. They're like good berries, but they don't go bad.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
you're welcome to
I knew
eat
I'll
one.
reach
if you
over
like.
and take one and put it in his pocket.
Excellent.
I know I will as well, and then look to Peaches and kind of shake his head, and he'll have Peaches just like mouth the berry and hold it like a prize for later.
Excellent.
A secret mousecatool.
Ophelia would also grab a good berry.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
of course. And by the way, because I do know you're a little new to this, Jennifer, so good berries are really neat because you eat them and they give you 1 HP. So they can give you a little bit of health when you need it.
Okay.
Yes. But anyway, after everybody grabs a berry if they would like some, and there are 10, so there are a few left over after everybody grabs one, Redoth would say, "So, I know you all have your own reasons for getting into the Citadel. I'm happy to get you there. But I do have a favor to ask of you, if I am to ferry you over. There is a man in the depths of that place who is up to no good, a druid by the name of Balak. And I'll type that name out for you. Bellak. There's dark magic at the bottom, and he used to be a part of my druid circle for, well, revealing his true colors, you could say. He attacked us with a gang of werewolves and took some scrolls that we had of ancient knowledge and fled to this place. Needless to say, I don't know what exactly his plans are down there, but whatever they are, it isn't good, and he's already stranded some people inside. So there were a group of kobold archaeologists that were excavating the place, and, well, I'll show you. And he walks to the end of the busted bridge made of stone, and at the end of that bridge, looking down, you can see that there was a makeshift wooden bridge, but it got snapped in half, and so there are just sort of planks of wood dangling from a rope at the end of that, it says. He destroyed it, so they're sort of stuck in there now. And anybody who wants to get close gets attacked by that swarm of vultures that he summoned. And Redoth points to the cloud. So, essentially all I'm asking, whatever your need to get there isn't my business, but if you could just ensure that whatever it is he's doing, he's stopped, I would be willing to help you get inside.
Sure. Whatever you need. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's go.
This Balak man person.
Yes.
Do you want him returned dead or alive, or do you simply wish have him stopped?
If he could be returned alive, so he might answer for what he's done to my circle, that would be ideal, but I'm no stranger to the realities of combat. If you have to kill him, then that is what you have to do.
The scrolls of knowledge that were taken, what was in them, if I could ask?
Knowledge of a land that exists somewhere between life and death. Dark magics based around the Shadowfell, if you know anything of that.
I guess DM, would I know?
You
Would I
could
be-
roll me an Arcana or Religion.
Alright, let's do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And anyone roll?
Anyone could roll.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Nice.
That's fine.
Excellent. All right. Would you like me to wait for Penny to roll, or is this going right over Penny's head?
Going right over Penny's head. She's been cooped up in her village. She has no idea what's going on.
Excellent. All right. Well, I would say Balthazar, Porum, and Biner, you've heard of the Shadowfell a little bit. Balthazar is going to get a little more info, but for the three of you, you all would know that it is a place often that souls get trapped, used in necromancy. It is, not a pleasant place. It's where a lot of negative energy lies, and a lot of dark magic is concentrated there, you could say. Not a place one usually wants to be if they're doing, good magic, you should say. Not usually something many folks look into, unless they are, maybe trying to bring someone back from the dead, and not in a like, yay, we get to be together way, but more in like a, yeah, I get to use your soul to do other things or gain power or to get an army of skeletons or something. But Balthazar, you know, in addition to that it's sort of this area of transition. A lot of souls pass through there when they die. Not all are forced to stay or stuck, but if somebody is looking to manipulate the flow of souls, it's not usually for good means.
Under the veil, Balthazar has crossed his arms and is sort of gripping at his bicep a little bit as he hears that and looks down towards the chasm. We'll have to make sure he's stopped then. One more question.
Yes, of course.
The last party that went in and got subsequently trapped, how long has it been since they first went in?
They went down about a week ago. They were using some kind of magic item to repel their way across, I believe. At least that's what it looks like from the scouting I've been doing. From the looks of it, one of them perished in the pit below. Didn't even make it to the other side. The rest of them, well, they've been in there longer than is expected, and there hasn't been any sign of them. So if they did manage to complete the task, then those vultures probably would still be there.
All right. Do we need to do anything in order to go down there? Or are you handling everything when it comes to that?
Well, my plan is a bit direct, but should work. Essentially, one of the things I've noticed while watching those vultures is they don't tend to get too close to the shadow itself, the darkness that is at the bottom of the pit. And to be honest, I don't really enjoy it too much either. It gets exceptionally cold exceptionally quickly the further down you go. But the entrance to the Citadel itself is down below a bit. Essentially, what my plan is I'm going to summon some giant owls that you can use to fly towards that pillar. The vultures will no doubt attack you, but they should give you enough time to land, make your way down the stairs that run around the pillar, and read off points. And as they do, you can see there is sort of this staircase on the outside of it. Should give you enough time to run down towards the darkness and find entry inside before the vultures are able to get to you. Now, you'll need to help them out a bit. Keep some of the vultures off of the owls as they get you there. And I can't guarantee that my friends will be able to protect you the entire way down, but they should buy you enough time to get inside.
Right. And should we happen to complete this mission and come out alive, how will we contact you to come back out?
Right now, the only reason I'm not going down with you is because I'm going to be staying outside and keeping my focus on the Citadel to make sure Block doesn't have some way of escaping. Should you, push him out as y'all are going in, or make him scared and try and make his escape. So I will be here watching. As soon as I see the vultures aren't there, I'll make my way to the top and help get all of you across, as well as any of the other party that may be down there, or the kobolds as well.
I'm gonna nod and kind of, oh, sorry. I'm gonna call on RJ.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I was gonna say Ina would nod along and just kind of mumbled, sounds straightforward enough.
All right.
All right. Well, looks like we have people to save, bad guys to stop.
You do. Are y'all all ready? I can begin the spell.
I'll reach over and take the rest of those good berries, put them in the box, so we have all 10 of them.
Later.
Yes. Excellent.
And you said these are like great ones or something. They don't.
Yeah, they
lose
don't.
their stuff after 24 hours.
Yeah, they don't go bad. So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Oh, and before we do this, just because, some of you have 6 health and you might need it, if y'all have left me a review, you can add 1 health potion to your inventory. If you've done that at any point.
But that OG review from the very first
It sure
time
does.
Derek.
It
Hell
sure
yeah.
does.
Man.
That's Derek's way of giving us a handicap.
Handicap.
No, I do
It
that
is
for
the
all my
nicest handicap
gigs.
ever.
He's like, you're gonna need it.
I do notice that this one is not eggnog flavored.
Yeah, it could be
Disappointing.
a flavor of
this
your
time
choice.
it's cherry lime.
We're Shamrock Shake territory.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Fun fact, though, for Penny, that potion you stole is also a health potion. So if you want to go down to the bottom to your inventory, and hit plus, you can write down that you have 1 health potion.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But, yeah. Are y'all ready for the summoning and your flight?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You'd watch as Redoth begins doing an old chant in Sylvan, looking to the skies, and you'd watch as some clouds fluttering overhead begin shifting in form, sort of stretching and molding themselves into the shapes of giant owls, of which there's 1 for each of you. So they begin flying on down, and sort of
Find
perching
your
around
look at
you.
this and try to figure out how he's going to get on. Even though they're large, him being large, it's like awkwardly getting on them. Not sure. It's gonna be a
Roll
whole-
me a perception, if you would.
Am I gonna break this bird's
Excellent.
back?
Yeah, you're like looking at them. They're a little scary. Anyone else who'd like to roll a perception can as well, though.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you need it,
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah. So
if you need,
Hey.
if you need it, Porum will offer you his as well, since Porum can fly.
it is true. Though keep in mind, these might have a little bit of a faster speed, and if you're not on the owl, they might be attacking you instead of the owl. So, just a thought. But Ophelia and Porum, as y'all are inspecting them, you do find one of these owls, which is this one all the way to the left, is kind of disturbingly buff. It's just got a lot of muscle. And you can see them kind of bulging beneath the feathers.
I don't know what to make of that.
Bara owl for the big elephant man.
I think that's the one thing I will call an abomination.
Are you gonna let Binner know about it?
Yeah, Porum will shout, "Take the one on the far end, it's the buffest."
Oh, well, thank you, kind person.
You hop off the owl that you were currently on, and you just hear this enormous sigh of relief from this poor creature. As the smallest of the group then hops on the owl instead, and it just, you get the feeling Redoth maybe can understand the owls. Just gives that one a little sympathetic look.
That one's getting extra treats after this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the one that Binner climbs on now goes, "Ooh, ooh," begins flapping its wings, getting itself ready for flight. And yeah, is there anything y'all would like to do to prepare yourselves as you see this swarm of vultures surrounding this tower in front of you?
It's like that episode off Family Guy with genetically perfect pig. Genetically perfect owl.
Spider thing. Balthazar's gonna take out a crossbow from his bag and just clips the case to his waist. Just has it notched and ready.
Excellent.
Ophelia would also take out from her bag it looks like it's like a kind of like bracelet or armband of just like burnt twigs.
Ooh. Right.
And she'll slide it on like around one of her arms, but not close enough to like the scales.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Senor will cast Shillelagh onto his quarterstaff.
Excellent.
I
Penny
suppose. Oh, go ahead.
Penny will get her short bow. She'll take it off her back and just get it ready.
Fantastic. All right. And then, what was Ophelia saying something else?
I believe also reaching into her bag, she'd pull some like kind of like medicinal alcohol and kind of do like a quick chant and cast false life onto herself.
Ooh, very nice. Roll that D4.
Don't get a 1.
Very nice. You get 7 temporary HP, which might just be very useful for you. All right.
Anna's just gonna look at everyone pulling out things and look to Peaches like, Peaches, defense mode. And Peaches is just gonna crawl into the back of the hood and just goes, "Rah!"
Excellent. Fantastic. When you're all ready, Redoth will say, "Best of luck!" And clap their hands. And when they clap their hands, all of these owls will do a great rush with their wings and take to the sky. And, Borum, who's been flying before, probably nothing super special for them, but for those of you that haven't flown before, the wind is rushing through your hair as you feel these massive beasts below you, soaring quite skillfully through the sky, getting closer and closer to what looks like it must be hundreds, if not thousands, of vultures. We're gonna start moving you up here, because we're gonna be doing, it's gonna be a little bit of theater of mind and a little bit of not, as y'all's birds begin getting closer to the citadel, this tower of stone before you. So give me just a moment as y'all are flying, and if y'all want to have silly mid-flight conversations with each other before you get too close, you can also do that. Let's see here.
I knew her. He's going to be just like mumbling under his mouth, and he's like, has gripped with his one hand as tight as he can on the birds back, being like, I don't belong up here. I should be up here. I shouldn't be up here.
You know, elephants probably shouldn't fly. You're right.
Oh, go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Seeing as Balthazar seems to be closest to Binder at the moment, she probably notices and calls out, "Are you scared of heights?"
Not normally, but I think I might be developing it.
Just don't look down.
What if
Balthazar's
you turn
gonna
and
just
look
watch
down?
him. And if he looks down, Balthazar's gonna look away and hide a smile.
The void stares out from below you.
He just grips tighter and he's like, "This better be worth it. This better be worth it."
Ooh!
But Binder's gonna hear in his head from Ina, do not worry. If you fall, it will be over quick.
That's rough, buddy. Alright. Yeah, as you say this, you begin watching as a large group of these vultures begins peeling off from the larger swarm. And as that happens, they begin closing in on y'all, focusing on you. And it's time for some initiative.
Yee.
Oh boy.
Oh, damn it. I forgot it. Click it. There we go.
Oh yeah. Theme of the day. Poor rolling.
The good stuff.
First one of the day.
That's going in the
First
journal.
First
I'm
one.
gonna cry.
Oh no. Alright, let's see here. And for Penny, you're going to want to have your token selected, and your initiative is at the center of the screen.
That's right.
Yeah, near the
Yeah.
top.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's okay. I had the same
no.
issue.
I didn't realize that you had already rolled initiative. I thought you hadn't done it yet. I'll add you manually, no worries.
Yeah, I forgot I was supposed to click my token and I hit the initiative. I was proud that I remembered where the initiative was on the sheet.
You did a great
forgot
job. Don't worry about it. You did fantastic. But yeah. The owls below you are swooping in. Wow, y'all rolled really bad for initiative.
Yeah,
Got it, Derek.
Excellent. So
Already off to a rough start.
we're struggling here. Leave us alone.
So yeah, 3 of the vultures peel off and begin flying towards Einar, and swooping in to be rude to the owl that is currently flying you. The vultures have pack tactics, so they are going to be getting advantage on your mount as they begin sinking their beaks into them. So that's going to be 2 hits. Only does 4 damage though, as you see your mount struggling a little bit, but seems quite hardy. At the very least, it doesn't look like their beaks have done too much damage, at least not yet. That'll bring us to the red group, which is going after Binner now. So they begin swarming about you as well. The vultures all making similar strikes towards your mount. Let's go here. Oh, I forgot. With advantage, 1 more beak attack would have hit the poor bird, but it only does 1. At least from previously. This time around, 2 attacks hit the super buff owl as it whoos in a deep falsetto and takes 4 piercing damage. Alright, that'll bring us to the pink ones, which are swooping in towards Ophelia. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, 3 hits. All right. Oh, they are tearing Ophelia's up quite a bit, actually. So Ophelia,
Doctor there.
yours is getting a bit bloody, actually, as the vultures are just going into a frenzy on the mount below you.
She's gonna actually kind of like start panicking, just like, oh fuck, oh fuck.
It is
fuck.
a little bit of a scary situation to be in. That's going to bring us to Balthazar. As we've got 3 more coming in towards you. And they do 2 hits for a total of 6 damage. Yours is not bloodied. And for reference, for anybody who doesn't know, bloodied means about half health. So if something is bloodied, it's only got half of its remaining HP. As feathers are flying, as the owls desperately try to hang on. So Ophelia, on your turn, your owl will take a disengage action and can move away from these vultures that are next to it. Basically, the way we're doing this is you can move anywhere on this map that you would like within 60 feet, because that's how far an owl can go. And basically, no matter which direction you move, we are always assuming you are moving closer to your destination. So,
Okay.
yes.
Do I have control over the owl token?
I will move it to your token wherever you place yours.
Okay, perfect. Oh boy. I guess we'll move upwards over there. Oh yeah.
Right.
And then targeting one of these vultures, she would again let out like a firebolt.
Excellent.
Oh my god. Can't believe it. My bad.
Wrong one. 16 definitely hits one of them. Roll for damage.
Alright.
Hell yeah. So, flames shoot from your fingers. What does it look like as you take one of these down?
Like I said, hopefully, like, I would like to say that maybe it feels somewhat familiar. It's just like a different sort of sensation being in air versus being underwater and swimming. As she kind of like, braces herself and like stands up and like confidently does like a JoJo's point at one.
Excellent.
And just sets like the fire, shooting straight out of her arms, turning one of these vultures into something extra crispy.
Excellent. All right. So, anything else you'd like to do? Your movement pretty much taken care of, but any other decisions you'd like to make with your turn?
Don't believe so.
Excellent. You watch as the extra crispy bird sort of spirals down into the abyss below. Porum, your owl, because nothing is next to it, doesn't need to disengage, so you can move 120 feet as you pull a little bit further ahead of your friends.
Cool. Porum will go ahead and notch an arrow into his bow and fire at this vulture right next to Einar.
Excellent.
Oh, I forgot how to roll.
There we go. That's definitely a hit.
And let's see.
Ooh, how do you take it out?
Nice.
I want to shoot it right in the neck, right where like its jugular would be.
Excellent. Your arrow goes right into the vulture's neck, and then Einar's owl flaps its wings and just slaps it with the edge, and it goes flying down into one of the cliffs. Do you want to move anywhere on the map? You can go 120 feet if you wish.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just get a little closer to Ophelia since I notice her owl's kind of taken a beating.
Excellent. All right. As you do that, these yellow team of vultures are swarming in towards you. And they're doing some pecks. And they get 3 hits. All right. For a total of 7. So they going a little ham on your bird there. Lots of little cuts as their beaks are sort of latching on and pulling off pieces of flesh. That'll bring us to Aina's turn.
And the bird moves on our turn, right?
Yes, it is going to disengage to get away from these, so you can move 60 feet on the map.
Alright, I'm just gonna close in the gap next to Ophelia's bird, so she has a safe place to jump.
Very
nice. Reaching into his component pouch, he's gonna pull out some sand rose petals and dust them in the wind, and he's gonna cast sleep.
Excellent. Where are you targeting your sleep?
I am gonna be targeting my sleep here so it doesn't hit our birds. So I guess the safest place not to hit our birds.
Gotcha. So it can reach anywhere within 20 feet of this point?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Roll for sleep.
No. You gotta love it. 5d8.
Yes. Oh no.
You make me take a break from spellcasting for. I swear, Derek.
Excellent.
Hey.
Does it look like as these birds fall asleep and fall to their death, all 4 of them?
As Aina is pulling out the components, his hand starts lighting up in gold, showing off his spell damage cracked hand, and he's just gonna bring it up to his face and mumble in it and just cast it aside.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, you watch as these birds go unconscious and begin entering a free fall. Anything else for you?
No, just gonna look over to Ophelia and nod.
All right.
She would nod back.
Excellent. That'll bring us to Penny. So Penny, you don't have to disengage. So your bird is going to take a dash action, pull up ahead close to where Porum is as far as how close to y'all's target you are. Would you like to move anywhere on the map? You can move within 120 feet of yourself.
Oh, I'll just move up here, I guess.
All right.
And then can I use my short bow and aim at the and shoot at the vulture that's next, like below Balthazar's owl, like directly
Absolutely.
across from me?
Absolutely, you can.
All right, so what do I need to do? Sorry.
All good. So at the that's the wrong button.
Do I click on my short bow?
Yes. For an 18, perfect. Now, before you roll damage, if you look below that section that has your rapier, shortbow, dagger, there is a little thing that says sneak attack, and there's a box next to it. You're going to want to check that, because Balthazar is next to that, and Balthazar is an ally. You'll get to add sneak attack damage. Perfect. So now, go under where it says short bow in the chat box, where it just appeared with the 18, and give that a click. Excellent. How do you take this bird out?
I'm gonna hit it right between the eyes.
Excellent. There's a little
Oh yeah.
as it goes right between the eyes, and Its head kind of shrinks down into its body a little bit from the precision of your shot. And you watch as it flies down. You're now getting closer and closer to the Citadel. All right. Anything else that you'd like to do or say as you get that bullseye?
Nope.
All right. That'll bring us to these birds below. So they are all flying up towards your bird and swarming it and doing a couple of attacks of their own. It's going to be 2 hits for 1 and 3. So your bird takes 4 damage as you see these vultures are pecking at him, pulling off feathers. It is sort of faltering a little bit, but staying strong nonetheless. And that'll bring us to Balthazar. So Balthazar,
Okay.
your bird is disengaging. So you have 60 feet.
Okay. Before it disengages, though,
Yes.
he wants. Seeing all these birds attacking and the ones coming at his owl, Balthazar kind of takes a deep breath before going out slowly, and he stands up on his owl a bit. And he's gonna activate his necrotic shroud.
Excellent.
So, rather than his eyes going dark, the veil around his body as it's flapping around seems to grow darker with the shadows around him, and his eyes glow pale like moonlight, with the semblance of black wings around his back.
Very nice.
With his hat on his head, it kind of looks like a dark halo.
Excellent. So
yeah.
one of them does pass. I'll let you choose which one passes.
I'll go with the one that's directly next to him, to the left.
All right. So these ones will have the frightened condition as these birds' eyes fill with terror.
Yeah.
Anything else for you?
He's going with that up and going. He takes his crossbow and takes aim. For now, at the I think the one right there.
All right. Take your shot.
As he does so, he's going to move closer to the group.
All right.
Yeah,
11.
well, and
It does hit.
oh, bless. He's gonna add the zing with his necrotic shroud.
Excellent.
Yep, I forgot to set that up, but so 4 damage with the necrotic shroud up.
All right. It just barely does not kill the vulture as the necrotic energy burns through some of the feathers. It's hanging on just barely.
1 HP?
Yeah, 1 HP.
Oh yes!
Awful.
I have markers for crits and failures and the 1 HP club.
Excellent. Anything else for Balthazar?
That will be all for him.
All right. Benur, your bird is taking a disengage, so you can move 60 feet from where you currently are if you wish.
All right. So, if 60 feet would take me off the map. Would that move me closer to the actual landing spot?
Any direction you go is closer towards the landing spot, because we're doing a little bit of theater of mind here.
Okay. That's fine. So before he moves, he's going to attack this one
All right.
with his quarter staff. But with it already being
Shillelagh'd up.
shillelagh on it. Yep.
Very nice.
I don't know actually how to.
Here,
How do I
might
actually hit it?
help you out a bit. We're gonna make a shillelagh quarterstaff for you real quick. So give me 1 second
Okay.
as I do that. Oh gosh. Caps lock, why are you doing this to me? Alright. Wisdom does wisdom damage with the 8 magic bludgeoning. Alright, so you should have a thing that says shill quarterstaff at the bottom of your attacks.
So is it a
Very nice.
Yo!
Roll for
Hell
damage.
yes.
Excellent. How do you take this bird out?
he just basically swings the quarterstaff over his head, and then he basically swipes so hard that it hits the head of the bird, and it goes flying and lands over Poram's bird's lap, basically, or on her back.
Excellent. It flies over there, sort of bounces off of the back of Poram's bird a little bit. Yeah, would you like to do anything else or move within 60 feet?
Move here to try to help Penny.
Excellent.
She's moving a little closer. I'll be right next to it.
You got it. Marvelous.
And I don't think I did.
All right.
Sure.
That will then...
Okay, I'm good.
Marvelous. That will then bring us to the blue vultures, which are all dead. Which would bring us to the red ones, which are in fact alive. Since Binner flew that way, they are going to swarm Balthazar's now. Only 2 of them, though, luckily, as they are both going in for some sweet beak attacks. Excellent. So that'll be 2 hits for 2 damage. Your bird is still hanging on strong, not yet bloodied, as these birds are pecking at it. Give me 1 second to check that. End of your next turn. Perfect. And that'll bring us to the pink ones, which are also all currently deceased. Marvelous. Which brings us to, last but not least, the green ones, which are going to flap in place because they are frightened until the end of Balthazar's next turn. All right. Ophelia, there are no vultures next to you, which means that your bird can take the dash action. And if it does, it will take you to the top of the stone tower. Would you like it to do that?
What is like the condition of everyone's birds? I know mine's probably like, the worst.
It certainly is.
Is everybody else's like okay?
Nobody else has a bird that's bloodied yet.
Okay. She'd still.
I will also mention, just so you know,
Yeah.
because you're getting closer, more of these vultures are making their way towards y'all. So the longer you're in the air, more of them will be showing up, and soon.
Yeah, she'd go towards the tower then.
Okay, excellent. The bird dashes, which means I get to copy, and I get to do something fun. So give me just a moment. Ooh, that did work the way I hoped it would. That's cool. All right, give me 1 moment then. I need to do these. There we go. Excellent. So you are getting dropped here. And, yeah, we're gonna do that. So, let's have these guys show up. Give me just a moment as I make sure everything is set up the way it should be set up. Marvelous. All right. So, you should be seeing a new map soon, Ophelia.
I do.
Excellent. You are being dropped off on this new map. And dismounting a creature uses half of your movement, but you do still have the rest of your movement to move if you want to start making your way downwards. You see a lot of vultures around you also coming around. So you could take a dash action if you want, or you could try to take out some more of the vultures. They look like they are going after your owl currently.
Okay, I would. I'll just move the 15 feet for now, and I will also then firebolt that one, or you know what I mean, the one that's closest to me, the red one.
Absolutely. That's a hit. For 8. Perfect. As you set one of these birds on fire, and it does a little smoky spiral in the air and crashes into the ground right there.
I guess I would also, like, as I'm running, just like thank the owl for letting me ride it.
Absolutely. And it gives a solemn nod to you, knowing its duty to defend your escape. That'll bring us to Porum. So, Porum, you are flying through the air, and your owl can take a disengage and also take you to the roof of can take you to essentially the roof of the next area if you so wish it. Would you like that?
Sure.
All right. Gonna take the dead bird off of you for a sec, if that's okay. And we're going to also move you over. Paste you there. Perfect. And move your vision to the next map. Marvelous. So Porum, you get down there. Because you have flight, you don't have to spend movement to dismount. And you also can ignore the stairs. You could fly straight down if you so wished. So you could choose if you want to take a dash action, go straight down. If you want to try and cover some of the escape, the choice is yours.
I'll definitely go ahead and start discovering the escape. So I am going to shoot an arrow at this green one right here.
Excellent.
Come on.
Fantastic. That's a hit. For 6. And that will be another one down as it begins spiraling downwards and crashing into the earth.
10, 15. And then each square is 5 feet, right, Eric?
That is correct.
Very cool. I'll just go ahead and move to here then.
Excellent. Excellent. That will bring us to or back to the map here. Some more vultures, the yellow ones. So I need to make these two disappear. They're no longer there. The yellow vultures, however, were attacking Porum, so they are going to also go to the new map. So they are leaving that one behind. Are reappearing up here. And they want some owl blood. Owl blood they shall have. Well, one of them will. For 2 piercing. Which is sadly against Ophelia's one, the most wounded. Alright.
Ow.
Ow, indeed.
No, it's owl.
Oh,
Ooh.
Thank you. How dare
big
you?
boo. All right, Einer, there are no bad vultures around you. You can dash to your next location if you wish.
I will, looking back to the other three, Anna's gonna shout, get to the tower, they're just gonna keep coming. And dash off.
All right. Gonna have you do a dashy dashy. And we're gonna put you on the new map as well. Oop. Now, there we go. And pop you over here so you can dismount from your bird, and then you have half your movement and an action. So if you want to dash, you can dash, or you can do some attacks.
Get about there, and then I'm gonna take aim at this bird and use cantrip. Why is my spells just being pieces of garbage?
It's when you drag and drop, it don't usually immediately give you the damage types. You gotta fix it yourself.
Well, that's just garbage.
Well, they need to make a wisdom save, right? So
Yes.
yes, or no, it's intelligence with that one, isn't it?
Yep.
Intelligence saving throw.
The bird fails.
Awesome.
Roll
The D6.
1d6. It's 1 HP club time, y'all.
Oh my god.
Hey,
As-
we're buddies.
The vulture looks very confused and concerned and upset, which were emotions it didn't know existed and has just discovered.
If it makes a saving throw by the end of my next minuses.
All right. And I'll give it a little lightning bolt to represent that. Like so. Excellent. Anything else for you?
No, that is it. I'm just trying to now look to see how to fix my spells.
All good. That'll bring us to Penny. So, Penny, your owl can disengage and make it where you're going on this turn.
Right. Then
If you would
let's do
like.
that. Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. Then we're gonna do just that. So I will move you to the next map. It's not bringing up Penny for some reason, which is weird. Give me just a moment. So I will try. Oh, it didn't take Penny with me. That's strange. There we go. Pop Penny down. And put you on the new map. So it should be loading up a new map for you, Penny.
Yep.
Excellent. As the owl drops you down, you'll use half of your movement to dismount, but then you can use the other half of your movement to move along if you like. And get towards the stairs, perhaps. And
Yeah,
still have your action as well.
Okay. So I will. I don't know. I think I'll just
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're not sure what you want to do, the simplest solution would be to take a dash action, and that'll just get you further on down the
Yeah.
mountain.
That's what I'll do then.
All right. So uses half your speed, and your speed is 25 to dismount. So you'll have about 15 that you could go at first. I'll help move you along. 15 there. And then if
Okay.
you dash, you get another 25. So that'll get you further on up ahead all the way down there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now it is more vultures. So those vultures are now going to be chasing after Penny, or Penny's owl rather, where it landed. So they are going to reappear over here to make attacks on her. I'm also going to say Peaches is going with you, Einer, because I imagine they are.
Yeah, throw in the back of my hood.
Yeah. All right. Got 3 attacks incoming. As they are tearing into y'all's owls. And that's going to do 7 points of damage. And that owl is now looking bloodied as well. All right. It's going to bring us to Balthazar. So Balthazar, you are in a bit of a pickle. You can take a dash action, though your owl will take opportunity attacks if you do that, and that will get you to your location. Your owl could also disengage, but then you'd be stuck on this map for 1 more turn.
Ooh. How is my owl looking?
It is not yet bloodied.
There's only 2 that are around him.
That's right.
He'll sort of kneel down towards the owl and give it a pat on the neck. And just sort of whispers to it, "Fly fast and true."
All right.
And he's loading up another bolt.
Yeah, if you'd like, you could try and take a shot to finish off one of these before
Alright.
you go.
Yeah.
This one looks injured.
He'll go for the injured one. He
Alright.
already fucked it up first.
It is still right next to you, so you will have disadvantage on the shot. But they don't have a lot of armor class, so you might be okay.
If that's the case, he's gonna try to rather than shoot, he's gonna try and cast Toll the Dead on it.
Excellent. It'll make a wisdom save. A 10. Perfect. And that
So it
will
takes a
certainly
9.
end it. How do you do it?
Balthazar sees how close it is and takes one hand off of his light crossbow to sort of grasp at the holy symbol on his necklace, and takes a breath and mutters something under his, mutters something as he looks straight at the vulture. And rather than an actual tolling of a bell, it sounds more like a chiming of multiple bells, sort of like how you would hear from a Japanese staff.
Okay. Very nice. All right. And yeah, it slowly closes its eyes and begins falling down as its body begins disintegrating, leaving only one to make its opportunity attack against your bird. And it doesn't have advantage because it doesn't have anyone to do pack tactics with. But it does still hit.
It does do. Oof.
All right. 4. As you make it to the other side, we're going to do a copy. Then we're going to paste you over here. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead. Give me just a moment as we drop you over there. Marvelous. So, you should be able to see the new map now, Balthazar. And dismounting uses half your movement and gets you right on the edge there.
Yeah. Balthazar will stay where he is.
Okay. No movement for Balthazar. All right. That'll bring us to Biner. Biner, you can fly with a dash action without any consequences to get where you need to go.
That's what I'll do.
Excellent. Marvelous. So, that'll bring you right there. And they'll drop you off there. So we'll just do this. So you should be able to see the new map now. Half of your movement to dismount. You still have your action. And a bonus action, if you'd like to do anything.
So he's just going to have half my movement left, you said?
Yes.
Do that. And then he'll use his dash. When he gets to here,
Yes.
as a bonus action, could he try to sweep down with his trunk and try to pick up Petty and throw it around his shoulder?
Give me 1 second.
Because I can lift 75.
Yeah, I don't think she should weigh that much. So, yeah, I'd say you could do that. You can take Penny with you.
All right, so he'll grab Petty and he'll finish the rest of the dash.
Excellent. It's Penny, you get grabbed up by this very large elephant that's just stampeding down the side of this cliff. And at the end of your turn, roll a d4. 4. Oh boy. So, with that, 4 more vultures are flying into the scene. A 12 for their initiative. Alright. That'll bring us to the top of the round with these. Those ones aren't there. So, y'all's initiative is probably invisible now, which is a sad thing that happens when you go from one to another on maps. But I will be keeping track of it and letting y'all know, so no worries there. But it is the red vultures' turns now, as they begin flying up. And 2 of them are making attack on the owl. 1 of them is making an attack on Balthazar. So Balthazar first. An 11, I think, will miss.
Yep.
Excellent. And then 2 attacks on the big owl. Only does 2, which is good, because that owl is in really rough shape. So if it took much more than that, that would be bad. Add a turn real quick. Let's be an 18 so we can see it. Get rid of that. Do this. All right. Now it is the green one's turn. The ones that you scared are no longer scared. And they begin flying into the scene. Though, luckily, they are quite far away. They aren't going to really be able to do anything this turn. But the ones that are on the map will. And they most certainly are. As they are going to go ahead and do a thing. Here we go. So they begin flying up towards this owl. But this one is flying up towards Einar. So, what we're going to do is the first attack on Einar with normal. A 16 to hit.
That definitely hits, because I
Yikes.
don't think shield will save me.
All right.
Oh no.
That'll be 3 piercing as it begins tugging at your cloak and ripping off a big old piece of flesh. And then 2 bites on the board. It only does 1 piercing. The bird, which is good. All right. Now then, it is time for the bluebirds below. As 2 of them begin flying up towards Penny on your shoulder. 2 of them begin flying towards you, Benur. That'll be at advantage. So Penny, I don't think the 10 will hit,
Oh,
but the
no.
22 will.
No.
That'll do
Oh,
8
Oh,
damage
God.
to you, Petty. As one of them gets just a real clean shot and gets you right across the neck. So an easy way to keep track of damage, if you like, is when you click your token, there is a green 10. You can click where that is and then hit backspace and then hit -8 and enter, and it'll basically just do the math for you. If you like. You can also do it on your character sheet normally. But the vultures are being quite mean there. And then for Benur, he is also being attacked. Oh no!
Oh.
All right.
Derek.
Viner is taking 8 as well, as 2 of these began grabbing your trunk and pulling in 2 different directions. That's going to bring us to Ophelia.
I take it going down these stairs and like continuing to move would like put me. I take an opportunity attack if I get away from this one.
No, you're not currently next to any.
Well, I meant like when I move past it.
Oh,
the green one.
The green one? That one is on the same level as Einar right now, so you'd be okay, I'd say.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I will do that. Seeing that the other 2 are also, I mean, everyone's dealing with problems. I will do Firebolt again on this top one.
All right.
Maybe.
That's a hit. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, no!
It's not 1 HP club. Any bonus actions for you?
No.
All right.
I'm just actually to cry.
Yeah, you burn.
bonus action to cry.
You burn a couple of its feathers, and it looks at you angrily. That'll bring us to Porum.
Shit, okay. I'm going to go ahead and move one so I have a better line of sight and shoot at this bird attacking.
Okay, very nice. That's a hit.
Come on, come on, come on. Well, there's the club.
It's 1 HP club. As your arrow is pierced through its wing, but it is still there and flapping. You can move further down if you like. You do have...
Yeah, I'm just gonna flip it off real quick. And I'm gonna move down here, I think. Let me double check. 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. I can move down here.
All right. Again, flying on down. Wonderful. That'll bring us over here. Is the yellow vultures. So let me add them to where they're at least visible on the initiative tracker for y'all. 8. Marvelous. And get rid of that one. Go in descending order. Pop them right there. So the vultures up top are actually no longer going to have advantage because the giant owls are using dodge actions to try and keep them busy for as long as possible. So 3 bites. All 3 hit. Alright, 7. So, they're going to kill one of these giant owls as it sort of puffs back into mist.
Oh no, I think that was Ophelia's.
That was mine.
Yeah, and then the last one's going to fly forward and do 3 damage to another one of them. As they are just tearing into him. Alright, that'll bring us to Einar's turn.
Alright.
10. 6.
Get that right there. Seeing... Well, nothing can be done about the owls, I'll be honest.
Yeah, they exist solely so y'all can get into the Citadel. because once they're gone, all of those vultures are going to focus on you.
Yeah. I'll give him a little bit more headway. I'm gonna cast sleep over in this corner to try and get.
You did leave this green one, yeah?
I did. He's my level, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yup.
Hmm.
Does an 11
That
hit?
That misses.
Excellent.
The disbelief in your voice.
I have like no AC to start with. Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm gonna say
cast.
Peach is just ditching you. That's okay. Unless
That's
you want to use
fine.
them in combat.
Oh god, they're so small and it'll take me so long to get them back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast sleep in that corner to try and get as many vultures as I can.
Sorry, could you ping the corner one more time?
Like here.
Ah, excellent. Okay. 17. So...
Yeah, I know it's gonna hit an owl.
Yeah, let me make sure the owl doesn't have more HP than the vultures. Perfect. So that is going to take out 3. Very nice. So it'll be the 3 closest.
25. Yeah. Small speed doesn't make me go fast.
All right. Will that be you?
Yup.
Okay, so...
No,
Yes.
I won't take that health potion.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Because, yeah, you can drink a health potion as a bonus action if you'd like to. So, Penny, that brings us to your turn. You're on Biner's shoulder and being carried down the mountain. What would you like to do?
Can I turn and shoot use my short bow and shoot one of these vultures.
Oh, yeah, if you...
I'm on his shoulder, right?
Yes, you are.
Can I hit the one that's like right below him, or shoot at the one that's below him?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Excellent. That is a hit. Now you can click it for damage. Perfect. How do you take it out?
Shoot it in its chest area.
Excellent. Feathers go everywhere as it flies down and sort of bonks off the steps before falling down into the abyss. Excellent. That will then bring us to these guys, which are...
Drink her potion on.
Oh yeah, if you'd like to drink your potion as a bonus action to get health back, you could do that too.
Okay. Yeah, can I do that?
Absolutely. So to do that, in the chat box, type sort of /r space 2d4 plus 2. And I will see if I can do it in a way to give you the example without it just rolling. Perfect.
Is that
So
it?
you, yeah, 6 HP. Yes. All right. This will bring us to these vultures, who we're going to add a turn. 3. The ones up top. Gonna get rid of those. Perfect. So 2 of these are still alive. They are swooping in to try and moida. So they do 2 beaks. Both hit. For a total of 3 damage. The owl is looking real rough, but hanging in there. Alright. Balthazar, you've got one that's right next to you that could give you an opportunity attack if it still lives.
That'll be the red one, right?
Yes. The yellow ones are up above you.
Okay. Does it look damaged? Probably not, I
No.
assume.
It is not,
Okay.
sadly.
Oh, Balthazar kind of pisses. And, yeah, no, okay. He is going to attempt to toll the dead on it as well.
All right. Wisdom save. A 15, it passes.
So it doesn't take any damage. A shame.
Does.
Either way, Balthazar is going to still book it.
All right. A 9, it misses.
He'll get to here.
Fan.
He doesn't want to push Ophelia out. How bad is Aina looking?
I'm at half health.
Okay.
I think breathing on you makes you happy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Can't,
I take it he's not looking good.
He's breathing a little heavily when he's holding his.
Balthazar's gonna take in the rest of the surroundings and seeing how many creatures are still around. Since Toll the Dead was an action and only a cantrip. Yeah, no, he's going to squeeze his holy symbol a bit more, and looks to Aina with very brightly glowing eyes underneath the dark veil, and just kind of tells him, "Stay up." And he's gonna cast a Shield of Faith as rather than a regular shield. So shimmering lights, sort of like tiny little butterflies, start fluttering around him.
Nice.
So you get a +2 to your AC.
Oh yeah.
That is very useful. All right. Anything else for Balthazar?
That will be it.
Okay. That'll bring us to Biner.
If let's just say I was able to take this guy out and
Yes.
then ran.
Penny
Would
would
Penny
take
get-
opportunity attacks.
Okay, that's one. So I want.
If you take a disengage, neither of you will take opportunity attacks.
Okay, but he sees that there's more people that are going to have to deal with these stupid birds. So would these two still be considered within 5 feet of me?
I'd say sadly not.
All right, that's fine. So he's going to turn to this one, and he is going to fire off ice
Ooh.
knife at it.
All right. This one right here?
Ooh.
The top one.
Top one? Perfect.
Yeah.
Roll damage on that ice knife. All
oh,
right.
thank God.
So it definitely
It was like
explodes.
23.
It definitely explodes, but I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from Penny as well as the vulture.
Where is that at?
So that will be near the top of your sheet
Oh.
on the left.
Yep. Do I have to tap? Do I have to click on my token? First?
No, not for this one.
Okay, just hit the
Yep.
dexterity.
Excellent. You pass. I think it does. Is it a half damage on a pass?
Let me look. I didn't realize it did damage.
No cold damage.
The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So she passes, no damage to her.
Excellent. Sadly, no damage to the vulture either, though. Would you like to
first
I think it
he's
still
gonna.
takes the. Doesn't it still take the 6 piercing?
Yeah,
Or,
that one.
No, it already
that
died.
one died. Yeah.
It was the other vulture. I got confusion.
Yes.
All right. So he's just gonna reach down and slam his health potion uh, down his throat first.
All right.
And that's a
2d4 plus 2.
2d4,
Excellent.
so 7. And he doesn't want Penny to get hit, so he's going to stay.
Okay.
And he's gonna kind of slam his quarterstaff against his shield to try to draw the other vulture to hit him instead of her.
Okay. The end of your turn. Ooh. All right. 3 more vultures enter the fray. Up there. And that will bring us to the red vultures' turns. They're going to all make their bites at normal on this board. They'll hit. Oh boy. So the first 2 vultures do manage to kill it. The last one flies up towards this remaining one and does 3 damage to it. That's going to bring us to green team. Green ones, luckily these guys were stuck pretty far back because of the fear. So they use a dash to fly in to get here. The only other green one is the one that is alive here. And it's going to swoop down like so. And it's going to make an attack on Balthazar. And miss.
You missed.
Yes. That'll bring us to our blue ones. And I'll say Binner's bashing has attracted its attention. Which means they're going to have advantage with pack tactics. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Excellent. You take 4 piercing damage. All right. And that'll bring us to Ophelia.
All right. Okay, cool. I can scoot past everyone, at least.
Yes.
Oh, would I be taking any opportunity attacks by moving through?
No. Well, you would getting through Binner and Penny, I would say.
You know, we gotta risk it.
Okay. Then you will get
Yeah, that hits.
2 hits. For 6.
Good thing I have temp HP.
Yeah.
And then I forget. Are either of which one of these 2 look more injured?
Neither of those have been hurt.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll then cast Firebolt on this bottom one.
All right.
I don't know why I clicked. Oh no, never
Tis
mind.
a hit. Roll 5. Excellent.
Nice.
You set that one. You do double the amount of health it has, so it just burns in a blaze until there is nothing left. Anything else for you?
No, that should be my turn.
Excellent. That'll bring us to Porum.
I think Balthazar and Aina can take care of the green one. I'm going to shoot an arrow at this blue one and try to clear the path a little bit more.
All right.
Come on. Character shape. Thank you.
Oh no.
Does an 11 work? 11 hits. It's a good thing you have archery.
It's a
That's
9.
That's a 9?
Derek.
I don't know why my brain didn't do math. A 9 does not hit. I'm sorry.
The brain did not math good.
The brain did not math good. That'll be a
Brain
miss.
was more hopeful.
Yeah, it was. Just trying to be nice.
I don't think I have anything for bonus actions besides Second Wind. if that's the case, I am just going to fly out over here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just to... Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right. Then that'll bring us to the yellow vultures. All right. The yellow vultures are going to have themselves a snack. So we got 1, 2, and 3. 1 hit.
Bless.
Or 3. 3 damage to a very wounded owl as they are covering your escape. That'll bring us to Einer.
Fuck.
This one won't get opportunity on you at the very least.
Alright,
but
it's
this
just
one
this one.
is in front of you. With 1 HP.
Fucking 1 HP. Do you think you'll handle this if I can dash?
Go on ahead. You're looking much worse off than I am.
I'm but a wee lad. I'm so small. I can't run. 20, 25. Yeah, I'll dash, yeah. That'll
The
put
opportunity
me-
attack does miss.
Yeah.
Can we say it's because Balthazar knocks it off?
Yes, absolutely. Excellent. And this one's already made an opportunity attack, so you're good to go past them. Perfect.
Excellent. I get you next to Ophelia.
All right, Penny. You can see some of these vultures have been bullying your elephant buddy. There's only one left, though. What would you like to do?
How close is it to me?
It is close enough to where you would have disadvantage if you tried to hit it with some kind of ranged weapon. You could
So
still
I can
attack
use my
that one,
rapier.
You can use your rapier on the one next to you.
Okay. And the one up by Balthazar, it's almost dead, right?
Yes, it is.
Can I use my rapier on the one that's basically next to Banyer and me?
Yes, he can.
Okay.
That's a hit. Nice. How do you slash through it?
Just do like a little Z, like a Zorro.
Hell yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Marks of T into the body.
bisect it. Its head
Yep.
and neck go one way, wing goes another, legs go another way. It's beautiful. Excellent. And if you want to hop off Banner and just start running down, ditching him, you can. Or you can stay where you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, can I hop down off of?
You certainly can. So it'll use 10 feet of your movement to get on the other side of him.
I'm having some technical difficulties here, so
Oh, no
can
worries.
you move me?
I certainly can. You
Okay.
have 15 more feet as you get down on the steps. You can see the shadows down below. So yeah, whoever can get to Peaches first, or whoever gets next to Peaches, that is safety. So that's where you need to get. That'll bring us. You gotta get to Peaches. That'll bring us to the rude birds up top. And these rude birds up top are gonna do that thing that they do, where they get rude as they fly in to cause harm. So that's going to be 5 attacks.
Oh god, this poor owl.
4,
I know.
5. Yeah, this is a little rough for them. But it's going to be 2 hits. Only does 2 damage. Staying strong. They might 1 HP club the owl. And then 4 damage to the one in the back, which is now bloodied. That'll bring us to Balthazar. You have a 1 HP foe in front of you.
crossbow gets put away because he's not gonna bother with the ones flying around him. And from the handle of his umbrella, he takes out a dagger
Very nice.
and slashes at the one in front of him.
Very
Stabby stab.
good.
13.
That does hit. Tell me how you do more than 1 damage.
Balthazar it just takes out the essentially mini katana coming out of the umbrella, and with a backhanded swipe cuts its head off.
Excellent. It is prepared for a meal.
And with that,
It's running time.
It's morphin time.
Oh, yes.
he stops right there.
Perfect. Biner, it's you.
All right. Seeing the group's getting here, and Penny jumped off him, so he figures she doesn't want to be carried, so he's going to just dash.
An excellent choice.
I guess.
Marvelous. You are at safety. Minner sprints down this rocky slope and into the shadows. And good timing for that. It's
He's so
time
big, he moves so fast.
to roll a d4. Oh boy. So, with that d4, that will mean 2 birds will be appearing in the sky. Like so. And with 2 birds appearing in the sky, it's now time for red birds. As this one is going to be flying in. This is going to be flying in there. So it's going to be 3 attacks. 1, 2, and 3. Oh boy. So 2 attacks that hit first for 4 damage. It's another bloodied owl right there as they swoop in and are just tearing into him. The final one does 3. That is another owl poofed into nothingness. As you see, some of these birds are now beginning to turn their attention downwards at those of you running below. Oh no.
Rude.
It is rude, ain't it? So, that's going to bring us to these ones, which, let me double check their movement. Oh yeah, they've got a lot. Are going to begin flying downwards. This one towards Porum.
Oh no.
This one down here. So the other 3 stay up there and will be beacon. As one does. Do a total of 6, 7, 8. 8 damage. We've got an owl in the 1 HP club.
Hey.
Meanwhile,
Person an owl.
down below, Balthazar is getting 1 attack. 14, which I think misses.
I believe misses.
Porum gets a crit for 4 damage.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It's just 4.
These blue ones are all dead, which means it's Ophelia. You see safety in your sights.
I have a question. If I get down here, can I still technically see this one?
Yes.
Okay.
It is somewhat
we'll
in the
move the
air.
30 feet down. And then, yeah, okay, that's obviously plenty of movement. And then we'll firebolt this top one by Porum.
All right.
Oh my god, character sheet.
17 hits. 5.
this
That's
is us.
exactly what you
There we go.
need. So that one catches a light. lands down next to its friend. All right. Porum, it's you.
I am going to go ahead and try to shoot at that bird next to Balthazar.
Yes. That's a hit.
Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah. You stick
yeah.
it into the rock face with one of your arrows.
I'm going to turn to Balthazar and just give him a nod and make my way down the stairs.
Excellent.
Balthazar will return the nod.
Fantastic. It's going to bring us to the yellow vultures, however, of which there are 2 here that are going to swoop down to bully Balthazar.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yes.
But the 3 at the top are going to do first some owl damage. As one of the owls takes 5. And yeah, you are hearing some nasty avian noises above you as the owls are hanging in there. However, 2 are now going to attack with pack tactics against my friend Balthazar.
Oh, no. Oh no.
So that'll be 5
Okay.
plus 4 for 9.
No!
There goes the AC.
So Balthazar is taken down.
What happens, Balthazar kind of makes a weak little noise before collapsing.
Oh, fuck.
Either you have a health potion.
I do have a health potion. I am gonna take my health potion out and just shove it into. Oh.
Excellent. That'll be your action.
Oh.
Do you roll or I roll?
It is. I'll be real. I roll like shit.
Yeah, you can roll Cosmic.
Listen, I haven't been rolling all too well either, but I'll give it a go. Alright.
All right, 6 HP. You're back in the game. So, you do have movement, no opportunity attacks.
I do have movement. Am I able to drag Balthazar back a little bit?
Would you like them to take opportunity attacks?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna give Balthazar a good pat on the head and just kind of dip out.
You're on your own now, bud.
I did all I could.
You made the attempt and it is appreciated.
All right, Penny, you can see Balthazar is struggling a little bit. They got some baddies next to him. You can take a shot with your bow while you keep moving down if you like.
Well, I'll use my bow and shoot at the one that's directly next to Balthazar.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. That is a hit. Perfect.
Well, bless.
Yeah, and this arrow sticks that one right into actually the skin of the other one that Porum stuck to the wall. Now they're both stuck together.
Pretty little pinup board.
Oh yes. Would you like me to move you further down the mountain, Penny?
I can go down to here, right?
Yes.
Down.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
You're 25 feet. You run down the steps. That'll bring us to these vultures that are still alive and are still rude. Attacking with advantage. Or no, wait, they wouldn't have advantage. It would be normal. So only 1 hits. For 4. But 4 is all it takes to remove 1 from the 1 HP club. As these vultures are now also free. Though, they would move up a little closer here in order to miss. Alright, Balthazar. You could choose to dash to get down to safety. You could choose to try and kill this thing. Or you could do something else. The choice is yours.
considering I have lost my necrotic shroud.
Could also disengage if you'd like.
No, he's gonna risk the opportunity attack just to take it away from the bird.
All right. Luckily, it doesn't have advantage.
That still hits.
Oh no. 4 piercing.
That's four piercing. And with that, he's gonna make a dash.
A good decision. Excellent. Safety so close by. All right.
I think he should have a bit more movement, because 15 to get up, 15 to get up.
And then if you dash, you'd have another 30, because I think ASMRs have 30
So
movement.
45. Okay, yeah, no, he would be there.
All right. All right, so Biner, you are in the shadows. You are safe, but you can still look up and help your allies if you have anything that can reach where this vulture is, if you're worried it's going to come after your friends.
Sure, he'll use his last level 1 spell and fire off another ice knife at it.
All right. Ice knife it is. Oh no! That will still hit the back and explode, so it does still need to make its dex save against it, I think. So it would pass its dex save. So sadly, that's not gonna connect for you. But it was a valiant effort. Do you say anything to your friends that are scurrying down the mountain frantically?
Hurry, hurry, everyone.
Yeah.
Get the let out of your ass and move.
What do you think we're trying to do?
You have the biggest legs here.
And wings can only go
boy.
so fast.
Oh, Lord. Beautiful. So yeah. Top of the round. We got 4 more friends coming in.
Stop.
Do we need
There,
them?
stop.
You do!
Are they really friends?
Yeah, they're friends. That'll bring us to red vultures that are going to be attacking at normal. Hey, mostly misses, but 1 hit for 3, which is going to end yet another of the owls. There is only 1 left, valiantly defending.
Is it Buff Owl?
We could say it's Buff Owl. I might have lost track. Buff Owl's going, hoo! Hoo! As,
Vengeance
yeah,
for Buff Owl.
batting away these vultures that are trying to take it down. Both of those miss. Don't have any blue ones left. Ophelia, you can walk to safety, and you can also shoot this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm definitely gonna do that.
Excellent.
Oh my god. Playing a spellcaster for the first time. Hey.
That's a hit. Don't
You're
roll.
doing good so far.
Yeah. Another one vaporized.
All right, and then I will go towards safety, and no, I won't. I'll save it for later.
And I kick Biner off the mountain.
Oh, I was gonna I don't even think I'm tall enough to grab his trunk and just be like, "Don't you dare boss me around."
All right, Porum, it's you.
Could I make a strength check to see if I can lift Iron?
Small creature.
You're both small, even if you didn't follow the rules for being small. But you could pick Iron up. You would have half movement.
Maybe I should just kick him down the stairs then.
Oh my god. Take the rest of my HP.
Yeah, you can take a lot of fall damage, but hey, you'll be in safety.
Yeah, you'll be down there. No, I'll just move. I'll just go ahead and move down there.
All right. Very nice. You don't, if you have enough range to shoot something, you
think I
could
do.
shoot them before you move if you like.
It's 120, right?
With a longbow?
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pick a target.
Oh, where is this? Come on, here.
I'll let you know this yellow guy is going to be going next, and he might be going
I'll
down.
fire at him.
All right.
Come on.
That's a
Yeah.
hit. Exactly what you need. Fantastic. You watch as the arrow lifts it up higher into the air, and you hear a splat somewhere you can't see. And that'll make it vulture time. This vulture is going to fly down. It's going to take a dash action. Hello!
Jesus Christ.
I should have just kicked you down the
Oh
stairs.
man.
The other vulture,
It would have been safer.
the other vulture cannot get through Buff Owl's defenses. All right, Ina, you could take a disengage if you want.
I mean, I'm right there.
You're right there.
If I take a disengage, I can still have my movement, right?
That's right. That's
Yeah,
the
I'll
point of the disengage.
Well, I'm used to playing a rogue now, where it's just bonus action.
Bonus action sprint.
And you do have 25 movement to get you to safety. Excellent.
I will get myself to Peaches and hold them.
Excellent. All right, Penny. You are the last
Run,
one
Penny.
not in safety. You can take a shot as you go down the mountain, too, if you want to get one last of these vultures taken down.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Can I shoot one of the vultures that's going after the owl?
You can.
Can I try? Go ahead.
You're using a short bow, right?
Yep.
Let me double check the range on that so I can get you the proper info. Give me one moment. 80, as long as it's within 80 feet of you, which they are, yes. And what did you want to do?
The lower one, the
Yes.
yeah, that's fine. That one, that'll work. I'm just gonna shoot at that one
Beautiful.
with my. Well,
Oh no. As it flies just past, sadly.
okay. Then I'm just going to run down the stairs to safety.
Excellent. And as you make it to safety, the rest of your group are safe. Now I'm going to do something as y'all watch up the vultures that were chasing after you, letting up, focusing on the buff owl above you. We will see if the buff owl gets to live another day. It will be dependent upon an athletics roll. We will see how he does.
You can do it,
Go
Buff Owl.
buff owl. We'll give him advantage on it because he was inspired by you. Hell yeah, buff owl. Buff owl flexes his enormous wings in such a large gust that it sends the vultures around him flying and manages to escape and live another day. Your party is in the darkness at the bottom of these steps. You see, however, there are more curling around the stone pillar and going deeper and deeper into the abyss. But for now, you have peace, you have quiet, and a chance to lick your wounds. And we are going to call this a session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. And if there's anyone currently watching, thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you all next week.